So in this video series we are going to cover the entire Indian polity, the MCQs which formulated from Indian polity by Laxmikant as well as NCRTs. So we are going to cover all the nitty-gritties from which questions can be asked and some of the questions which have already been asked, and in each video we are going to cover 10 questions. So without further ado, here's the first question. Which of the following pairs are correctly matched? Features of Indian Constitution borrowed from other countries. Council of Ministers responsible to lower house. Now this is a feature of Indian Constitution which is taken from UK. Now this is correct. Executive head of the state is known as President. Now this is correct. In Indian Constitution the executive head is the President, and this particular feature is taken from American Constitution. Then Vice President is the ex officio chairman. We know that Vice President of India is also the chairman of Rajya Sabha, and this is an ex officio position. Now this is again taken from the United States Constitution. And 5-year plan, it's another feature which is taken from the USSR, Russia. So all the options are correct, hence answer is B. Next question is, consider the following statements with respect to lapsing of the bill. Now we need to add one more condition here. It's like lapsing of the bill when the Lok Sabha dissolves. First option is a bill is pending in the Lok Sabha which is originated in Lok Sabha lapses. This is right. When the Lok Sabha is dissolved, a bill which is pending in the Lok Sabha which is originated in the Lok Sabha, that bill lapses. Second is a bill pending in the Lok Sabha which is given to it by the Rajya Sabha also lapses. So the Rajya Sabha passed on a bill to Lok Sabha and Lok Sabha gets dissolved. In this situation also the bill lapses. Third condition is a bill is passed by Lok Sabha but pending in the Rajya Sabha. Now Lok Sabha has passed the bill and it is given to the Rajya Sabha, but during this process the Lok Sabha gets dissolved. Such situation also demands lapsing of the bill. So all the three statements are right, hence our answer is C. When the Lok Sabha is dissolved, all the business including bills, resolutions, motions, now we also need to account for bills, motions, notices and petitions pending before the Lok Sabha lapse. Such bills must be reintroduced in the newly constituted Lok Sabha to be pursued further. So when the Lok Sabha gets dissolved, all these things they get lapsed as well, and the same needs to be reintroduced in the newly formulated Lok Sabha. Next question number 3 is, which statement is correct? First option is adjournment terminates the sitting and not the session. However, on the contrary, prorogation terminates the sitting and the session. Now this statement is correct because adjournment, you need to understand these terminologies. Adjournment merely terminates the sitting of the house, but the session, now let's say this is session, but sitting is a subset of session. Now adjournment is capable enough to terminate the sitting but not the session, but prorogation has the power to terminate the sitting as well as the session. So first statement is correct. Second is adjournment is done by presiding officer while prorogation is done by president. So you can remember it by associating this word prorogation with the present. Take pro from here and present and try to remember pro president. This will help you during the exam to differentiate between adjournment, that is when prorogation, pro president, when prorogation is done by president, it means adjournment is not done by president, so it must be done by the presiding officer. Third option is adjournment does not affect the bills or any other pending business while prorogation does not. Now third statement is wrong. Why? Because adjournment, which is done by presiding officer, does not affect the bills or any other pending businesses, while pro president, that is prorogation, now it impacts or affects bills and all the pending businesses. So first and second options are correct. Next, question number 4. What is the number determined for quorum? It's very easy to remember that quorum is of 1/10 member, but 1/10 of what? That is very important. Otherwise, you will be confused in the exam between different options. Now, 1/10 of total number in each house, including the presiding officer. Now, the option B here may confuse you because it is saying the total number in each house but excluding the presiding officer. But while we consider quorum, since presiding officer is the head of the house, he or she must be included. Therefore, option C is correct in this case. Next is question number 5. Which of the statement is or are correct? The first option is Constitution has declared English as the language for transacting business. This is correct. The presiding officer can allow a mother tongue to a member to address the house. Yes, mother tongue can be allowed to members so that they could address the house. Number 3 is Official Language Act 1963 allowed English language to be continued with Hindi language. Now this statement is also correct, that English and Hindi can go on together as provided by Official Language Act of 1963. So option A is correct. Next question is, which of the following comes first in the parliament sitting? Now, start question, 0 hour, agenda, or the question hour. The answer is question hour. You can remember it by saying that parliament is a place where different political parties ask question to the government. Therefore, asking question for what? Asking question to make the government accountable is the prime responsibility of the parliamentary sitting. Therefore, you can remember the first thing for which the parliament is constructed is asking question. Therefore, the important things are given the priority. Therefore, question hour is the first thing in the parliamentary sitting. Next, how many days notices are required in the case of short notice question? Now the answer here is 15 days. 15 days notice is given for short notice question. Now this is something which you have to cram, or you can remember it by writing like this. For example, if you need to give a short notice to somebody, you will write like this: I give you short notice. So now this I give you short notice, this looks like 15, so you can remember it by this. Now this is something, you can call it a trick or any other thing, whatever you like, but you have to create such methods, you have to create such memory points so that when such questions appear in the exam, you should be able to answer them accurately instead of being confused in all the options. So when you write I give you short notice, now you know that short notice is for 1 and 5, as looks like 5. I give you short notice of 15 days. Question number 8 is, which statement is or are correct? First option is, a minister in the Lok Sabha cannot participate in the proceeding of the Rajya Sabha. Now this statement is wrong because a minister can participate. A minister of Lok Sabha can participate in the proceedings of the Rajya Sabha. So this is wrong. Now we know that A cannot be the answer, B cannot be the answer. The second option is, the second statement is, the member who are not elected in the Lok Sabha are called the lame ducks. Okay, now this is right, because you know that during the elections results, some of the lame ducks come out. These are the people who could not get elected in the Lok Sabha. Question number 9 is, which of the statement is or are correct? First statement is, start question can be answered orally. Yes. Unstart questions are answered in written form. Okay, this is correct. Short notice questions are answered in writing. Now this is wrong. Short notice questions are answered orally. Now you can remember like this: the start questions are answered orally because stars, now star could be anything, some kind of celebrity, a cricket star, a movie star, a political star. Now they don't have time to give you answer in writing, therefore they will only answer you orally. So you can remember it by this. The start questions can be answered orally. Now once you know that start questions are answered orally, unstart questions must be answered just opposite to that in the written form. So you can remember by this trick. Hence the answer is B, because start question and short notice question, remember, starts from S, short notice start from S, and both are answered orally, while unstart questions just opposite to it in written form. The last question of this video, where does the question R mention? Now this particular question has appeared so many times in PSC or PCS, UPSC examinations, and even SSC examination.